यो, मेरा नाम डॉक्टर उमेश वाधवानी है और आप देखने वाले हो मेरा इंटरैक्टिव वर्कशॉप विद डॉक्टर युवराज जडेजा, जहाँ पे हमने बात किया था पीएमएस और पीएमडीडी के बारे में। ये कंडीशंस क्या हैं, क्यों होती हैं, कैसे प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं, ट्रीटमेंट क्या हो सकता है, ये सारी चीज़ों के बारे में हम बात करेंगे ये वर्कशॉप के दौरान। जब आप ये वीडियो देखोगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि इंटरैक्टिव लाइव सेशन अटेंड करने में और मज़ा है। तो अगर आपको मेरी फ्यूचर लाइव वर्कशॉप में पार्ट लेना है तो डू व्हाट्सएप मी। मेरा नंबर है +9185001025। अगर आपने मेरा चैनल अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो प्लीज़ डू सो। एंड अगर आपको लगता है कि ये वीडियो किसी और को हेल्पफुल हो सकता है तो उनके साथ शेयर करो। अच्छा लगे तो लाइक करो, कुछ सवाल है तो कमेंट करो। बस ये वीडियो एंजॉय करो। मिलते हैं।
I'm a gynae. And then, of course, I've super specialized in infertility and now sexual wellness with a little bit of uh, more studies into LGBTQ health and trans health.
Okay.
I've been practicing as a gynec for a long time, and now since last 5 years, I've been working as a fertility expert, of course, with gynec.
Mm-hmm.
If people are from Gujarat, they would know that there is a very touchwood, a very famous center in Anand for surrogacy and infertility, which is Akanksha Hospital. So I take care of the infertility and IVF part there,
Okay.
and I'm an associate professor associated being an in charge of fertility and endocrinological. So we have endocrinology units, which means
Okay.
these hormonal units of
Hmm.
female health in
Hmm.
medical colleges. So there's a medical college in Baroda known as Dheeraj Medical College, and there's a medical college known as Karamsad Medical College in Anand. So I take care of those units. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Nice. Dude, you do so many things but this kind of profile and the face doesn't go together. Uh,
It's the profile is a work, yeah. It's not. I mean, वो एक घंटा video edit करना and बनाना is. I mean, I don't know why I'm doing it, but I think now I'm enjoying the attention maybe.
well, yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah,
I have a simple theory that whatever we do, whatever, everyone in this world, we are chasing attention.
yeah, maybe.
Everyone.
So recently, just yesterday, I kept a Women's Day. So you were asking, about this discount and all. I wanted to
Yeah.
say, but I was wanting others to speak first.
Yeah.
So I just made a video on, how people give these discounts on Women's Day, but what are actually some so-called gifts that we could recommend to females, or you could actually give them.
Hmm.
Might be a cervical cancer ka package, not cancer ka package, vaccine ka package,
Huh.
or a pap and a mammography health checkup package and all. And
Something.
so
Yeah.
I got a great response yesterday.
Hmm.
So like
I'm sure.
I'm very happy.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Anyways.
Okay. So Doc, as we already kind of briefed it that we'll keep it very interactive. I'll be asking you a few questions around it, but then for everyone, this session is for you also. If you have any questions around PMS or PMDD, now PMS is a lot of us are familiar with the term PMS, premenstrual syndrome, and the symptoms around it and when it happens and stuff. But PMDD is something which is not like I did a chota sa poll on my social media and I got around 390 responses and only 12% of those knew about that condition. And Baki were like, what? We didn't know if there was an extreme version of PMS. So let's start the session with this main question like, how are they different?
So, uh, so PMS is something that's, in terms of knowledge, it's very common.
Yeah.
Most of us know what PMS is,
Yes.
and of course, I'll get into the technique, the definition part of it. But so, I mean, PMDD, to understand it, first of
Hmm.
all, it's
Yeah.
just it's a severe form of PMS,
Okay.
or what I like to put it is a more debilitating form of PMS.
Hmm.
When PMS reaches a point, where it's causing grave emotional and physical symptoms,
Hmm.
more so emotional in this case, we put it as PMDD.
Okay.
This is just for a simple explanation, but if as a doctor, if I want to label someone as PMDD, so PMDD actually falls between these lines of psychology, psychiatry, and gynec. So there's something known as DSM. So DSM it's a manual that comes with points of diagnosis. तो उसके हिसाब से normally you need, very simply put, there are multiple symptoms, emotional, physical, in PMS. उसमें से more than 5 symptoms which could be emotional and physical put together, we usually label them as PMDD.
Hmm.
Uh, Honestly speaking, we put a lot of importance, and abhi, so PMDD is a very recently picked up term,
Term, yeah.
as you said.
Hmm.
But also, I agree, because there's a reason for it. Because
Hmm.
ultimately, if you are doing if you are diagnosing someone as PMDD, or you got diagnosing someone as PMS, I think the only difference is that you get more vigilant and you get more aware when you're treating PMDD, because you know that uske after effects might turn into something more.
Yeah.
So otherwise, there's no difference of treatment, so to speak.
Hmm.
You be more aggressive and you be more active.
Hmm.
So PMS, as we all know, it's a list of symptoms which could get. I hope that answers your question. Or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Uh, Coming to the definition, PMS is getting these symptoms which could go from, basically it's very easy, you divide it into
Hmm.
an emotional aspect or psychiatric aspect of your symptoms, and the physical aspects of your symptoms.
Hmm.
The emotional aspects might range from anywhere between irritability, anxiety, some level of depression is a big word, but a feeling of unwell,
Hmm.
not being well, loss of concentration, insomnia, uh, fatigue, a lot of. These are the basic symptoms. So general symptoms of uh, not being emotionally well. And physically, if you go from head to toe, it could range from headaches, acne, facial swellings, bloatings, breast tenderness, diarrhea, constipation, hyperacidity, joint pains, pelvic pains. So these are the physical symptoms, those are the emotional symptoms, and most of them are female. Usually there's a combination of one or two. But the important thing is that it's a repeated cycle. They feel it every month before they kind of menstruate, maybe a week or two before that.
Hmm.
And if there's a repetitive cycle to it, then usually we diagnose it as PMS. And when it reaches a form, as I told you, which is more severe, which is
Hmm.
a gamut of multiple uh, symptoms and signs,
Hmm.
then usually put it to PMDD. Practically, if I tell you, the reason when anyone puts someone as PMDD would be, then that patient would require more counseling, it would require more attention, more frequent visits, because in practicality, those patients, can transfer into a chronic illness, which could be a chronic pain syndrome, which could be a literally go into depression or anxiety disorders, a lot of other things. So that's the fine line that you want to stop from PMDD to going into that zone.
Hmm. Okay. We have a couple of comments. I think one. So Praneeth is saying PMDD is a million times the effects of PMS.
I trust you. But that's the point, Praneeth, that people feel. So this is my personal belief, and sometimes people don't agree with me, that people feel that PMDD is more severe. But what is severe? These are very subjective symptoms.
Terms, yeah.
When I tell you today I'm not feeling well,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I'm not able to describe why I'm not feeling well,
Hmm.
me not feeling well and you not feeling well is very
Subjective.
subjective.
Hmm.
My threshold to something could be very less, and I'm not saying I'm weak for it, it's just my threshold.
Hmm.
See, I'll give you a very simple example. I can tolerate a fever of 102 degrees. I don't mind. I can tolerate a headache and work throughout the day. But when
Hmm.
I have a sore throat, I'm done. So it's a very simple example, but but you're right. I mean, everything PMS is basically something that is, so that's the definition, right? Be it endometriosis, be it PMS, you see all these definitions will tell you that it leads to a hampering of your day-to-day life, फिर वो if it is 10 times, a million times, you are suffering.
Hmm.
Actually, can I speak in between?
Yeah, yeah, sure, go for it.
I think I'm speaking from the perspective that when I say million times, so when we say PMS, what general people know or what we have been hearing from people, probably people feel PMS happens and it's tolerable. सबको periods होते हैं, सबको PMS होता है, कभी headache होता है. Sometimes you go through those bit of mood swings, but it doesn't hamper your life. It doesn't disrupt you. But when it comes to the level that your everyday functioning is hampered, to the extent that you feel severe mood swings for 15 days, you feel the incapability to get up in the morning, to you're weeping and you're not able to go to work, that kind of a thing, trust me, that for someone like me who goes through PMDD, it actually feels like PMDD.
No, no,
It's
you're
taking half of
absolutely right. Actually, Praneeth, that is the reason he was that.
right.
If you talk about, so let me tell you, when 2010 and maybe I was doing my gynac, I mean, learning gynac in 2000, since 2004, 2005, there was nothing called PMDD. There was nothing called PMS. There something was PMT, which was premenstrual tension.
Right.
तब terminology होती थी PMT.
Hmm.
So you're absolutely right. So the
What was
reason,
the
that's
T
what
for?
also
T stand for? Sorry, PMT.
tension. That was
Tension. Okay.
premenstrual tension.
Hmm.
Yeah. So PMDD was actually put because, so from your point of view, absolutely correct. And to link to what I said is because we needed the doctors,
Hmm.
especially the doctors, because देखो घर पे तो PMD है, PMS है, in a regular household it's the same for everyone, but for doctors we wanted to, so when you led to us, you see difference kya hai, PMS में 3 symptom है, उसमें 5 symptom है, right? For a doctor, I'm talking from a doctor's point of view, ठीक है, treatment is also the same, but the reason PMDD was diagnosed is because of the severity, and second is the doctor needed, so वो alarm करना था उनको
Right.
कि अब it's reaching to a point where you cannot just let it go. You
Hmm.
can't say कि वो हो जाएगा, it is normal, it happens,
Hmm.
work through it.
Hmm.
And second is because it led to a long-term side effects. People
Right.
really went into depression. People really had chronic fatigue syndromes. And these are again diagnoses which have no blood test. कोई blood test नहीं बोल रहा कि you are a
Absolutely.
chronic fatigue syndrome. There's no blood test that is telling you it's PMDD. There's no blood test or an ultrasound that is ever gives. You ask me being a gynec, tell me, doc, one sign of an ultrasound in PMS? There's no sign.
Hmm. How about
And
the blood reports? Sorry, Puneet.
no, it's okay. So another and Umesh, I mean, one very difficult part about diagnosis of PMDD is the person suffering might not know, since doctors didn't know probably till 12, 2012 or 13, till the time it came into internet. So I was studying in the US, like you're mentioning, 2004, 2005. I used to run to my college and medical places कि मुझे हो क्या रहा है, मैं perform नहीं कर रही हूँ ठीक से. Here you're doing otherwise you're functioning properly, लेकिन जैसे ही ये कुछ, I couldn't relate that it has something to do with my cycle. तो वो डायग्नोसिस करने में ही कितना टाइम लग जाता है, आई थिंक दैट आई कांट टेल यू. डॉक्टर युवराज एंड डॉक्टर उमेश में भी थोड़ी मेरी एक्साइटमेंट के कारण आई वाज सो थ्रिल्ड द मोमेंट आई सॉ कि ऐसा कुछ डिस्कशन होने वाला है पीएमडीडी पे. देयर इज somebody, that the awareness is there and there's somebody going to talk about it. So I'm very
Wow.
thankful to both of you.
No, actually, that's true. I mean, I would like to tell Umesh. Okay, see, so I'm a little candid. So when I pardon me, when you first messaged me PMS and PMDD, मेरा first thought था कि 1.5 घंटा what will we discuss in PMS and PMDD? I'll be very honest with you. I might get a backlash for it, but yeah, but then you get busy, and now when I'm talking about it, I realize that, I mean, there's and as Navneet said, sorry, Praneeth said, I'm extremely sorry. So I think again, one more very interesting part here, Umesh and Praneeth, is that as doctors we are even scared to tell someone that you are PMDD. You know what happens? So you have been, you are a lucky one, you've been in America. They're very, they act if I go to, I mean, if I can make a joke, they are very candid in terms of, acha, you need a counselor, like everything, and which is good. But now in India, if I try to tell someone that these symptoms are actually something, now uska naam bhi thoda khatarnak hai, matlab dysphoric disorder.
Dysphoric disorder.
Exactly.
स्टिग्मा
Yeah.
जैसे तुम्हारे दिमाग में है, कुछ
Yeah.
नहीं है। ये जो बहुत अच्छी फैमिलीज के बच्चे होते हैं ना, जिनको सब मिल जाता है, वो ऐसे ही करते हैं। हमारे
And
इतना
they
कम
end, अरे yeah, and they end up, you know, you will be end up, the doctor will be बाहर जाके like he's mad, you know, उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, कौन भेजता है काउंसलिंग के लिए, PMS के लिए. So also that's the problem again. So you have to be very careful, you know, when I want you, unfortunately that's how I approach when, and you know, honestly, people don't even come out saying so many symptoms. And I have been, so I've been in one of the foremost centers of the country, Akanksha Hospital. We cater to so many patients, and I'll tell you, in a month, I might, I might sometimes not even one, or I might get one person who actually comes and says so many symptoms for PMS, and I really feel sometimes they're not telling, they're hiding or whatever, because I'm sure it's bound to be more. Because you see, social platforms पे ये ज़्यादा है,
Yeah.
but cabins में ये नहीं है. Maybe they are scared, whatever. People are talking about so much on it on these platforms. On Instagram, they're putting messages, and I mean, you see on Instagram, because I have a lot of young girls who follow me. I see their stories sometimes, and okay, I'm down with this. My period pains like XYZ. And you know, I want to tell every one of them that, all right, but like, what are you doing about it?
About it.
You know, and there again, I as a doctor, we are in a dilemma that, you know, I don't want her to feel that okay, मैं उसको सिर्फ clinic में बुलाने की try कर रहा हूँ. But I'll be very honest with you, in my clinic I should see one per day, but I might so PMDD तो I hardly see. I mean, जो उस level के symptoms present करते हैं, PMS you see, but that's also hardly like once in a week. Or maybe no one is bringing them, maybe they are not saying, maybe it has just become a norm.
I mean, in my lifetime, मुझे बस अपना ही पता, apart from people who are in the US who started this awareness. So in my neighborhood, and the kind of things that I go through, I generally know, I don't see people. So maybe it's a very small ratio, maybe.
No, the ratio is there. I really feel that it's there, because जब fertility की बात आती है ना, you see, when someone comes, these same patients, when they are not conceiving, फिर सब symptoms बाहर आते हैं, but that symptoms will not come at 18, 20, and then they'll say that this is on since menarche. Okay, so it's there, but unfortunately, maybe people like Umesh will bring more.
We'll try. But I love it, man. It's this ये discussion है ना. It is bringing to another fact, which is I was listening to this guy called Ankur Warikoo. I don't know if you know of him.
Yes. The guy, the founder of nearby.com.
Yes, founder of nearby.com. So I love his videos and the way he talks, and he you know, simplifies things around it. So he was like कि इंडिया का एक national एक चीज है which is very common, कि इसकी क्या जरूरत है. You know, we use this phrase a lot. इसकी क्या जरूरत है. तो we nationally हमें पेन में जीना अच्छा लगता है. Like कि क्या, like ये तो होता ही है ना, हर महीने होता है, तो it must be a part of my life or my body, so why do I get it fixed? तो मुझे नहीं लगता वहां पे मोटिवेशन ही नहीं है ना. इनफर्टिलिटी में तो मोटिवेशन है, and which is again a big thing. बच्चा नहीं हुआ तो तुम इंसान ही नहीं हो इंडिया में, तो that's a category we put them in. So there's a motivation there. So there is, I think that's the reason why we never speak about it.
Also because we don't have the you know, the health coverage system here. You know, when you have to, believe me, I mean, I've been in the practice, and it hurts when I say this, that there people suffer and suffer, but you know, and probably they don't also. I mean, all of them are not fortunate enough. Unfortunately, even that 500 rupees ka consultation is something that they want to avoid first, because they think something like this is common, you know.
Common, yeah.
And government hospitals are there, but even there, I mean, wahan pe to, that awareness is only not there. You know, so yeah. But we are working towards it. I think more and more girls are being more aware about it, speaking about it, and yeah, I'm sure we're reaching there, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, but I think it should be general. Like anywhere we are feeling discomfort, we don't have to be just comfortable with that. If
Agreed.
something is not normal, if something is affecting your day-to-day life, you should consult, you should speak with someone, na?
Yeah. So interesting, Umesh, you said this because I'll give you a very nice point. So there are certain procedures that happen, not for PMS, कोई भी procedure.
Hmm.
So there are some procedure which will have your mild pain when you do it.
Hmm.
Now anesthesia is something that you give. Whenever you want to perform something or you want to perform a procedure, you give anesthesia. So because of course we are these so-called this generation of doctors. I feel that why do you want to why do you not want to take
Hmm.
anesthesia when
Hmm.
you have an option to not feel any pain,
Hmm.
and I get so much of backlash from family that क्या जरूरत है anesthesia की, ज्यादा दर्द नहीं होगा ना. I mean, but ज्यादा या कम क्या होता है, दर्द ही क्यों होना
Why do
चाहिए?
you have
The
to say?
point is that, right?
Hmm.
So when I have so for example, when I take a cervical biopsy,
Hmm.
when I take something when we check the patency of tube or XYZ, or I'm burning a cervical erosion or whatever. So these are things that are not going to cause too much pain, but it's going to cause you some discomfort.
Hmm.
And I always feel that you can take a short anesthesia, you can take a short sedation. It's absolutely safe.
Hmm.
But immediate reply is like, थोड़ा ही pain है ना, why do you need
क्या
anesthesia?
जरूरत?
सहन कर लूंगी या सहन कर लेगी, whatever. So yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
That's You're absolutely right there.
Hmm. Okay. Doc, can we talk about the prevention side of it? Like, is there anything that everyone can do to kind of prevent the severity of it at least, or reduce the severity?
Right. See, I think that's a really difficult question because there isn't any exact. Pradeep is
That's the reason. See, yeah,
You try very hard to read self-help
you
books. You
yeah.
try to do all kinds of yoga and exercises and everything. Sometimes then you realize that it's biology. It happens every
Yeah,
month, that
yeah,
fluctuation of hormones, it's not in your hands. And when it
yeah,
goes beyond, no matter how hard you try, and at times, now, although they say exercise will help you no matter what, it gives you under whatever. बट वो सिचुएशन ऐसी होती है कि आपसे उस समय एक्सरसाइज भी नहीं होता है, यू फील सो
yeah,
डिप्रेस एंड यू फील इन द डॉल्ड्रम्स कि taking that action to help yourself also becomes very difficult.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I think Praneeth has answered that question. But yeah, but still, so when anyone, it is the same with PCOS. When people ask me what do I do to prevent it, answer common है. बोलने के लिए theoretically on a stage or on a platform, you have to say that you exercise well, you take care of your diet and this and that and XYZ, all those things we know. Yoga है, meditation है, ये therapy है, ये diet है. But it works. I'm not saying it doesn't
It
work.
doesn't.
It does work. But now again, as Praneeth said, the biology of a female, every female is different.
Okay.
Jab, so scientifically speaking, so there are two things. There's one thing is that there's this huge range of variation and graphs and troughs in your hormones, that the gap is so huge that your body is bound to react. All
Okay.
right. And then there is a biology where the gap is not that huge. It's normal, but your body is more sensitive to it. And when I say sensitive, I don't mean she's weaker and she's sensitive. It's actually what I'm talking about is the receptor sensitivity. So when your body perceives certain things, वो sensitivity की, biological sensitivity की, molecular sensitivity की बात कर रहे हैं. Now when it's a molecular sensitivity, it's going to be difficult. That has to be treated. But when it's a lifestyle sensitivity, when I say lifestyle in the sense कि वो difference बहुत ज़्यादा है, उसको हम काम कर. So I am sure everyone must have read कि वो estrogen, progesterone, serotonin, वो सब hormones का जो लोचा है, which is causing all these problems. Now those can be controlled.
Hmm.
When you do these exercises, when you do, and as Praneeth said, it's not about exercising when you are in your acute phase of your problem.
Hmm.
It's about a sustained level of exercise, because that keeps a lot of things in the check.
Hmm.
That keeps a lot of hormones under check. That's something that might help you. So if you are continuously doing all these things, you're regular with it, then it's going to suppress the gap of variation in the hormones, but it's not going to help you if your body is overly sensitive to the gap. फिर वो गैप 1:5 का भी होगा तो you're going to face symptoms.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. Ho इतना hopeful नहीं था, but interesting था.
No, so okay, I'll tell you.
हाँ,
Can I tell you something very interesting?
yeah,
Uh, so you know, um, PMS का one of the hormones is serotonin.
yes.
और दूसरा hormone, if you like read more, is
Hmm.
something known as GABA.
Yeah.
So GABA is gamma aminobutyric acid.
Okay.
So GABA receptors, I'm not going into too much detail, simply put, are the same receptors that work in alcoholism.
Okay.
ठीक है? So these GABA receptors are also a part of these premenstrual syndrome symptoms or whatever you're facing. And they are a part of your menstrual cycle. So what happens is it's very similar to your alcohol withdrawal. Jab, when you withdraw from a long tenure of being an alcoholic, these symptoms that start appearing in your body, you see, it's very similar to symptoms that occurs in PMS because there's a link there. So similarly, PMS का भी GABA is a hormone. So वहाँ पे जब आपका ये सब hormones are being withdrawn, the levels are being decreased, you start getting these symptoms.
Okay.
मैं पता मैं आई एम एक्चुअली गेटिंग सेंटी. मुझे लग रहा है फाइनली कोई है जिसको समझ आती है आई मीन इन सब चीजों की एंड अब this is getting overwhelming for me because I'm the one who has dealt with it for years, and somebody who has this thorough knowledge. मैं तो once the session is over at the earliest डॉक्टर युवराज को भी मिलने आ रही हूँ और डॉक्टर उमेश को भी. डॉक्टर युवराज के पास आ रही हूँ अपनी मेडिकल प्रॉब्लम्स के लिए और डॉक्टर for my
Thank you so much, Priti. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you, Puneet. I'm glad that this is helping. Um, let's open it up. Like I have a few more questions, but let's ask the audience. Like, if you all have any other questions, like, are you all having good time? Are you getting? Tanisha, आप कुछ खाना order कर रहे हो? Okay. Any questions so far? Should we?
So I'll add Umesh one more thing.
Sure.
You know, again, when you talk about this is one other thing that I really want to bring to light here.
Yep.
Lot of the times, you know, when I see, so there are a lot of people make a lot of videos on PMS, which is great. But they forget to add one thing. PMS is also a diagnosis. As you see, you were somewhere when we got lost in the talk. You were asking me, there's not even a blood test. So PMS is a diagnosis actually of exclusion. So when I say PMS is a diagnosis of exclusion means that there is no test जो बताएगा PMS है.
Okay.
So what you need to do is you need to do a few tests which says that it's not the other things. So when ये सब चीजें नहीं है, then it's PMS. Okay. And that is something which is very important because I had this young girl. In fact, she's a doctor herself now. She used to have these cramps, heaviness in the abdomen, heavy bleeding, XYZ for a long time. And so she herself thought that it's PMS. She kept on treating herself with these common drugs, Meftal, Spas कोई ले लेता है, Premens ले लेते हैं, lot of things, Evion चालू कर दी, ये कर दी, वो कर दी. And then we did so maybe one day she was suffering from severe abdominal pain. So she came and she not even came. She called me, like, Meftal is not working. What do I do? I think I'm about to bleed. And I also honestly, I also very casually said, like, it's been too long. Like, why don't you do a scan? Let's just come once. And we did a scan and she had like a 7 centimeter fibroid. Okay. So there are a lot of these diseases, and ये तो fibroid की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. So there are physical symptoms of PMS are also related to a lot of other things. Same thing, I'm sure all of you are aware about endometriosis. See, endometriosis also might present in a very similar situation. The pain might be more, but everyone doesn't have severe pains. See, ultimately, when you have been in pain for months and months, that pain is going to lead to all kinds of symptoms.
Hmm.
The trigger is the pain, but then it will lead to headaches because pain ke karan you don't sleep.
Hmm.
It leads to anxiety, it leads to depression because they're tired, it leads to irritability, everything, right?
Hmm.
So when you feel that you have PMS, but you have a mild PMS, I my only request is, I understand that you might have your gym instructor who's telling you, we'll work to it, or you might have your yoga instructor who's telling you, we'll do specific yogas and we'll increase your blood flow. Everything is fine and it's absolutely all right. Get a scan done. Sometimes it's just a B12 deficiency which is causing everything.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's just a thyroid. you know I can't tell you, I've had so many patients, not only for PMS, but who've had these vague symptoms and उनको B12 करवाया भी नहीं है. It might not be right, but B12 दे दिया है and they have just, in like 10 days, they're totally rejuvenated.
Hmm.
Wow.
So what I'm just trying to tell you is that just get us. I mean, I'm okay with not doing blood tests and get a scan done so that at least your uterus and ovaries are all right.
Hmm.
Because anatomical problems is something that you need to rule out before you just say that this is PMS. And there are a lot of doctors and other thing. I'm sorry. Am I taking too long or
No,
something?
no, go for it.
Please carry on. Yeah.
The other thing is that you see most of these girls are young. ठीक है. अभी India में the problem is not now, like not in good cities, but in towns and everything. So there are two types of scan. So one scan is a transvaginal scan,
Hmm.
and the other scan is the transabdominal scan.
Jump.
Now, ideally, transvaginal scan is the best scan for any gynec disease. You know,
Hmm.
transabdominal scan is a little difficult, but in an unmarried female who who's never had a sexual intercourse, you ideally cannot do a transvaginal scan.
Hmm.
Now the problem here is that most of the, and for a longest period of time I faced this problem. As a doctor, even I was scared to ask a 16-year-old, should I do a transvaginal scan or should I not?
Hmm.
Because usually the mother is standing. I mean, one, even if you ask whether she's going to tell you the truth or not, because she's afraid of the mother.
Hmm.
And what the point I wanted to bring across here is that make sure, if you've had a sexual intercourse, and I guarantee you now, 90% of the doctors are not going to judge you. Believe me, they're going to be happy that you've told them, because वो transvaginal scan हमारे लिए करना इतना easy है. People who are trained to do it, and it's so much clearer. So
Hmm.
tell them, if they're not asking you and they're going for a transabdominal scan, tell them that, you don't need to say anything. You can just tell them, I'm okay with a transvaginal scan if you are. And the opposite, there are a lot of senior doctors, with all due respect, जो because पुराने ज़माने में transvaginal probes नहीं होते थे.
Hmm.
They're not trained for a transvaginal scan. They always do a transabdominal scan. And more, I mean, okay, you want science, even in science, 40% of छोटे anatomies are missed in transabdominal scan. So if someone is doing a transabdominal scan, you're married and XYZ, please, ask them to do a transvaginal scan so it's not missed. Things are not missed, basically.
Really good points. Really good points, वहाँ पे, because I'm recently dealing with two sisters and they both are suffering from PCOS. So their gynec. So I send them like I was like, तुम लोगों ने अभी तक scan नहीं करा हो तो कराना, and I recommended them the transvaginal one, and the doctor उन्होंने उसका sex life पूछा, and one of the sisters, she was like, yes, I'm active, my sex life is active, and that dog first of all judged her big time, and I was like, oh, why? And why? I mean, but again, you answered that as well. It's old school and new school का भी थोड़ा थोड़ा difference रहता है. But that's really good point.
Yeah.
And okay, next, do we have any questions right here? Chat box, why are we so quiet today? It's either Dr. Yuvraj is answering all the questions that you already had, or we all are sorted.
So
I
one
want to
thing I
ask Praneet.
requested before, yeah, sorry, I only wanted to request before whenever we are leaving, I just want to ensure that I have the office hours and your office address, and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
sure, Praneet.
use
Praneet.
it to both
Okay,
of.
I'll ask Praneet. Praneet, let's. I think that will lead to a very interesting thing. Since you've been someone who's experienced PMS, can you tell us like how have you been trying to tackle it, or what were the treatments that you were taking, and
Sure. To be honest, Dr. Yuvraj, it has been very, very difficult for me to handle it. It has taken me years and years. So first, initially, so I think my symptoms of the PMDD started when I was about 20. Now I'm 39. So it's been 19 years I have been facing this. And about 15 days of my month, which means almost half of my life gets affected. So initially, I didn't know what the problem is. So I used to run to all the doctors, including the psychiatrist. Luckily, I come from a family where, there was a support and they said, "Acha, tujhe lag raha hai कि तुझे कुछ ऐसी problem है, go and talk to the doctors." And like I said, even in US, people didn't know, and there were psychiatrists who would initially say maybe this is a bipolar disorder.
oh yeah.
And then yeah, because they think maybe there's a mood swing happening, so they would but I felt that wasn't the thing. I'm in general fine and all. So one, the diagnosis was very important. First of all, once I got to know that this is the diagnosis, this is my problem, then I started gathering a lot of knowledge about it as much as possible. And the only my only approach was to read through internet, because there aren't many books about it. So and I definitely needed psychiatric help because of the severe mood swings that I go through. I've been lucky, so in Gurgaon I got one doctor. His treatment worked for me. Even before marriage, I felt something was happening, but then whenever I tried taking it's and bits of other SSRIs, it didn't work. So I have been on a continuous SSRI treatment for about a decade now. That works for me, it helps me. Apart from that, again, those changes which I'm not very good at, with exercises, yoga, I know I should do and it will help. That happens on and off. If I do it, I tend to lose weight. I definitely get better, but I'm not very regular.
Yeah. Okay, someone is asking, are endocrinologists better than gynecologists to consult for PCO symptoms? Saloni, no, please. With all due respect, see, endocrinologist is someone that a good gynac will anyway send you to if required. Your first point of contact, okay, this is PCO, but for PCO has to be a gynac, because you see, again, there are a lot of other things that happen in PCO. All right, and PCO is usually a symptom, or a disease that the consultation part comes either in your early 20s or in your fertile reproductive age group. Unfortunately, what happens with endocrinologists is they'll treat you. The problem is not the treatment. The problem is that with and that's an experience as an infertility doctor that we experience is they'll treat you, but they'll forget that your aim at the end of the day are multiples. They will, so as an infertility or as a gynac, people, they're going to ask you, why have you come? See, PCO के symptoms एक दिन अचानक से at 25 नहीं आ जाएंगे. ठीक है, you might be having them, but now you're coming, one, because either it's deteriorating, या तो you're having these immense weight gains or XYZ, or you're having these facial symptoms and hirsutism and hair problems and voice problems or whatever, so androgenic symptoms, or third, now you're thinking of your fertility. So endocrinologists sometimes will put you on a long treatment and will forget about the fertility part. So that's why you always need to consult a gynac. And just to let you know, so gynacs now, they themselves, there's a speciality that goes further, and that is why infertility doctors are now known as reproductive endocrinologist. So that's a degree. And the reason reproductive endocrinology has come, it's DM. So MD के बाद जैसे DM होता है. So
Hmm.
DM reproductive endocrinology is basically for infertility, PCO. So all those so endocrine is hormonal system. These hormonal imbalances and problems that reproductive age females will face.
Hmm.
And so when Praneet said something, when she said she's been suffering from a decade, again, Umesh, so the thing is, I think our points of discussion said a lot of things about myths and all that. So, there's a big myth that, it's PMS is something that happens in an early age group,
Hmm.
and it doesn't happen, it starts decreasing once you get old.
Hmm.
But scientifically speaking, the most severe forms of PMS are actually in the 30s, and it gets even so. लोग ऐसा बोलते हैं कि menopause हो जाएगा, ठीक हो जाएगा, but perimenopause is even worse, because now imagine you were already sensitive, all right? So PMS can also be described as oversensitivity of your receptors to normal variations in hormones.
Hormones.
बहुत abnormal variation भी नहीं चाहिए उसके लिए.
Hmm.
See, everyone, all of them are normal. If I mean normal, I mean in terms of the physiology. All these females who face PMS, उनको कुछ है नहीं, उनको थायराइड बड़ा नहीं हो गया है, उनको कोई मेजर ट्यूमर या ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. So they are all normal. They are just, the body is reacting more to these normal endocrinological variation that happens in each menstrual cycle,
Hmm.
right? So already they were sensitive. Now they are reaching a perimenopausal age, जहाँ पे PMS का भी बाप बैठा है.
बैठा है.
So perimenopause. So now both of them are attacking them,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? So that's one myth, that people feel that it's only in the young age, अभी 30. So you do hear this, अभी 35 40 पे क्या PMS,
Hmm.
So yeah.
You answered one part of my next question, but are there any other myths around it? Like, do you come across any other myths uh, in your practice?
Not you see, ये chance ही नहीं मिलता उपेश, unfortunately.
कैसे?
We don't get this chance because I tell you,
Hmm.
as common as discussion is,
Hmm.
I can take. And I was actually thinking today when I was driving that, if I take a log out of my OPD or our OPD, and I can take like 3 hospitals,
Hmm.
and some of them are huge institutes, how many PMS patients have we seen, percentage? I guarantee you it will not be more than 10%.
Hmm.
And now reverse, matlab you just type PMS on Google and see, it will say 3 out of every 4 women, 75 to 80% of them. So where are the other 65?
Hmm.
You know, uh, and the myth that I can talk about is what I've seen in these posts and internet, what people talk about, and which I think is not correct, is one very, very interesting thing that I learned. And so one of them was that, you tend to binge, the food cravings increase.
Oh, totally. Yes.
And there are a lot of people who say that, they feel better. uh, and we all know that, or we don't know, whatever, but you're actually asked to avoid from your sugars. Okay. So during PMS, we tend to feel a craving for sugar. But the problem with sugar is that it's going to give you relief. And that's the problem. Because sugar, forget PMS, even if I'll have a nice bowl of chocolate ice cream, I'm going to feel great. But now you're doing the same thing that is actually the root cause of PMS, which means that you're feeding your body something that is going to give you a hike in so-called your moods, try to get it better. And once the sugar effect wears off, you're again putting yourself into a withdrawal symptom.
Hmm.
Uh,
So too much of sugar,
it makes complete sense, actually.
yeah. So sugar will give you an initial relief.
Hmm.
You'll feel really nice. And that's why, you want to keep on eating sugar. because it's not something that it's not doing anything else, but you're getting a relief. Your brain is feeling better because you've come on that sugar rush or whatever you call it.
Hmm.
But the moment you're going to stop it, you're going to feel double crappy.
Hmm.
So okay. So that's bolna easy hai. So then what do you do?
Hmm.
Because I'm not a nutritionist, but what I know of, so you eat more proteins. The simplest way I know to decrease sugar cravings is to increase your protein intake. And that's something that we advise to patients with PCO, infertility with obesity, everyone. And if you increase your protein intake, your so-called propensity for sugar craving is going to decrease. That's the only way you can try to curb your cravings and sugar cravings.
Okay.
I think Umesh might be able to say better about how to curb sugar cravings.
I was just so happy. One, you were saying all the right things, and two, I was like, my information that I provide to people is being validated by a Ganac. So, like,
And the validation, I also,
hmm.
and also with experience I'll talk, not only mine but my patients. So okay, it is a little bit of controversy here, but so I'm a believer, and I'm scared of saying this here with wellness coach being in front of me,
Yeah, go on, go
but I somewhere like keto diet for XYZ reasons.
give
Really?
me a high five on that.
Okay, I'm happy people
I
are
have something to say. I
yeah.
tried keto diet in the month of July,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
I definitely lost weight on it. But you know what, Dr. Yuvraj, I realized while I was on my keto, I don't
Yeah.
know what, since I was having a lot of fats and cheese and all those things, and the chart was given by a nutritionist,
Hmm.
my periods didn't stop for about 15 days. So then I went to the doctor. She said it could be because of the dietary changes. Do you think that there can be a relation? Because that happened in my case.
Not really.
No?
I mean, she's right in a way that so female body, it's any stress or anything that goes weird or
Hmm.
different. There are a lot of females who just react with some form of menstrual issue. So if it was only once for maybe that particular month, it could be, but it would not lead to a long-term issue of heavy bleeding.
Hmm.
And why I say so is because again, keto diets will have a lot of protein, not lot, but will have good protein.
Relatively
And
more.
yeah, so you see, and I'm also like a crazy. I mean, I'm very bad when I see like a dessert in front of me. But when you're on keto, apart from that mental block, of course, which you don't want to do it because it's not allowed, but I think the cravings actually start decreasing
Hmm.
because you're not having carbs and you're having proteins.
Hmm.
In fact, after a long deliberation, I didn't want to, but I kept two or three of my very close friends who had very bad PCOS on keto diets, and I have had an amazing outcome in them, and that is why वेट लॉस तो ठीक है उसमें तो मिलेगा ही मिलेगा दैट्स नो क्वेश्चन अबाउट इट आई डोंट नो आई मीन आई विल नॉट गेट इनटू डिबेट ऑफ वेदर इट्स अ लॉन्ग टर्म और ये ठीक है या नहीं है रिजल्ट तो आएगा ही आएगा बट पीसीओ पेशेंट्स bad PCO patients with terrible menstrual histories. I've got some really good. So I'm a little careful. I don't tell it to everyone, but people who can do it.
Hmm.
So I we shifted, but my point was that so protein intake decreases your sugar cravings. That's something that you can do.
Yeah. I mean, I would give plus so many things on that because I've dealt with a lot of PCO clients with keto and amazing results. But
Yeah,
there's a like clear connection, right? Because insulin resistance is a big
yeah,
factor in
yeah.
PCO, right? So is there so many myths around keto? We can do another workshop on it. Awesome.
So recently, coming back to PMS,
Hmm.
recently there is a lot of research apart from hormonal treatments and apart from anti-anxiety and SSRI and serotonin reuptake inhibitor drugs and all that, which have been a norm for a long time. Now, I haven't really tried it, but that's what now we are coming across is a lot of magnesium supplementation. I really don't know how well it works because I haven't really have that much experience on giving it to patients and they coming back with better results or something. But yeah, there's a lot of research that says that you need to supplement them with magnesium. See, now that's also a gimmick because magnesium tablets abhi hi aayi hai.
Hmm.
I was about to say my doctor has just given me like last week. उसके पास samples पड़े थे तो मैंने अभी शुरू किया है. So I might be able to tell you
Yeah, please.
sometime how it helps.
Please.
Whether I वैसे मुझे लग रहा है मैं शायद अच्छा फील करी. I don't know if it's
No,
psychological.
you might. Because you know the thing is magnesium tablets have come into the market just a year or two back. So maybe we are just exploring uske alag uses. It had come for actually something related to pregnancy. Just a pregnancy induced hypertension ke liye wo aaya tha. But then of course you tend to see a lot of other results. Then secondly it started then second we started giving it for those muscle cramps and all. And फिर of course Umesh might know that keto में magnesium supplementation के लिए
कीटो में
बोलते
देते
हैं.
हैं. Then people who are finding difficulty sleeping, like insomnia के लिए
Sleep
भी
के
देते
लिए.
हैं.
Yeah, so see there is a connection now. Insomnia again is related to PMS. Why? Because of serotonin or GABA, or same magnesium starts acting in those same areas. So one is magnesium. Second, it has been long is B6 supplementation. So pyridoxine supplementation. That is something that generally women take during pregnancy initially. So it's a very simple tablet that is available. Third, of course, we are asked to definitely give B12 supplementation.
Okay.
So these are three options that have now come up apart from. So these are nutritional supplementation, you know. So of course there are ways to replenish them through your diet also, but these are the things that you need to take care of. And so these three things were important. And vitamin D, I think.
I think we have some questions here. So first is from Nivedita. I get severe cramps and knee pain during the first 3 days of my periods, which is worse when I have more than usual work to be done. Is this something which requires a consultation?
Sorry. Sorry. She has knee cramps and
Pain. Knee pain.
knee pain and cramps.
Yeah, during the first 3 days of the period, which gets worse when she has more than usual work.
So Chaitali, right? You said Chaitali.
No, it's Nivedita.
Nivedita. So Nivedita, this might fall somewhere into something that is known as dysmenorrhea. So anything during periods is something that comes into dysmenorrhea, not really into PMS. What is important is how long have you feeling them? How long has it lasted? And cramps, if you're having abdominal pain during periods, it needs to be checked. As I told you, it could be fibroid, it could be endometriosis, it could be like a small polyp, XYZ. I'm really sorry. I need to open the door. Just a second. Sorry. Really sorry.
What's up, everyone? Are we having fun?
It's going very well. It's going very good.
I was actually getting late, so I came to my friend's place. Clinic. Yeah.
I was thinking if there is anybody here in the session who suffers from PMDD, maybe later, of course, I plan to visit both of you. And once it happens, is there a way we can do? I would like to start an awareness campaign for PMDD. Maybe there's something we can do about it.
Yeah. Perhaps.
In fact, interestingly, I don't know whether Umesh knows or not. Once I think he put up the poster or I put up the poster. I was approached by there is a society for PMDD.
I have been approached.
IMD. It's called AMPD.org. It's based in Boston.
Okay.
So I'm talking to the co-founder these days.
Okay.
So once I'll come to you, maybe I'll tell you the details of what it is.
Okay. So yeah, we were discussing dysmenorrhea.
Yeah. So Nivedita, if you've been suffering for long, you have to get it checked. And I want to tell you, it's a simple scan. Like, it's not a big deal. You just need an hour, take an appointment, talk to your doctor. The only I'm just the reason I keep on reiterating it is because I I'm always I feel very bad when someone comes to me at a stage where they've had a fibroid which is 7 centimeters, or they've had severe endometriosis which has led to a decrease in their ovarian function, and that's going to, so a fibroid is going to then cause problems, which is then फिर surgery होगी, surgery के बाद fertility के issues आएंगे. So it's just for that reason I always feel that any form of severe menstrual dysfunction, get your reproductive organs checked once, because unfortunately, whether you like, females have a limited reproductive period, duration, and those organs, be it your ovary or uterus, are very sensitive to multiple damages. So that leads to a long-term fertility issues and a lot of other things. So that's the reason you need to be a little careful when you're dealing with these symptoms and not neglect them.
I think there are a couple of other people who had the similar question. I think Jyoti and Upasna, they both. So I think you got your answers. And then Chetal is asking, 1.5 or 2 days menstrual cycle, is it normal or not?
Absolutely not. You're lucky. So
Okay.
that's what is very important here to know,
Hmm.
that any form of decreased menstrual flow, I'm saying decreased, I'm not saying absent.
Okay.
Decreased menstrual flow is never a problem. It is
Okay.
only an increased flow that is a problem.
Ah, okay.
All right. So if you bleed
Okay.
for a day or day and a half, maybe like a
Hmm.
pad a day, you absolutely need not worry. You're absolutely normal. But if you're having longer cycles,
Hmm.
so जिसको oligomenoria बोलते हैं. When I say oligomenoria, is your cycles, your length of your cycle is more than 35 days.
Hmm.
That's a problem. Along with hypomenorrhea. So hypomenorrhea is decreased flow.
Hmm.
Then combined two, then you just need to go for a checkup, and that's not a problem with your uterus, but that's a more hormonal problem in terms of your thyroid or prolactin.
Hmm.
But a 1.5 or 2 days of good flow is normal. That's what it should be.
Hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. Saloni is asking, does an unhealthy diet contribute to causing or worsening PMS?
Umesh, you can answer that.
I mean, yes, but again, how do we define unhealthy? That's a very, so in a conventional way, unhealthy diet is rich in sugars and trans fats and
Bad fats.
yeah, bad fats. So yeah, it can contribute to it because
It's
it
just going to aggravate it. As we
aggravates.
discussed, we discussed the side effects of sugar
Hmm.
on your PMS, and bad fats
Hmm.
are going to cause all these. So see, already if you're having, say for example, you're having these pimple problems with PMS,
Hmm.
bad fats are going to lead to more
More,
pimples.
more.
The entire 10-minute conversation we had, the same with sugar.
Hmm.
All right. So, and plus, chalo, forget sugars and all this.
Hmm.
Just a simple bad diet which is causing you bloating,
Hmm.
overeating, hyperacidity. It's ये already ही आपको हो रहा है, and it's just going to aggravate it.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. Is brown discharge after period is normal? I think we are just moving away from the topic. But- And there is a question around PCO after second C-section, tubal ligation. My period pattern has changed. It's heavy and longer in duration. Like you pick the question. There are three.
See, brown discharge. I mean, let's just answer it.
Yeah.
I think that brown discharge after period is normal, but provided it should not last for like, so period के बाद 15-20 दिन नहीं होना चाहिए. If it keeps on continuing, then you might have a local cause. या तो आपको erosion है या कोई polyp है जो keeps keeping on bleeding, so you need to get that local examination done, or else you might suffer from progesterone deficiency again, which is known as luteal phase defect.
Hmm.
जिसमें shedding थोड़ा थोड़ा होता रहता है. So 1 or 2 days is normal. If it stops, perfectly fine. If it doesn't, it continues throughout your latter half of cycle, then it's something that's not right. Uh, PCO, second tubal ligation के बाद menstrual irregularity is actually very, very common.
Hmm.
If you want to understand the science behind it, it's very simple. Ovary gets its blood supply,
Hmm.
और ovary की blood supply tube के नीचे से जाती है.
Okay.
Some part of the blood supply. So if you know the anatomy of female organ, uterus side, tube side, there's their ovaries on the end of each tube. And those ovaries are provided their blood through these arteries or pipelines that go under the tubes.
Hmm.
So when you ligate the tubes, you've kind of ligated, and it's bound to happen. ऐसा नहीं है कि किसी ने गलती से ligate कर दिया. It's bound to happen that you're ligating the tube, you're stopping the blood supply of the ovary to some extent.
Hmm.
So ovaries are bound to react after tubal ligation. So if it's, as you said, if it, when I think you said that the duration was longer or something, it's all right. If it's still under the range of 35 days, it's all right. Don't panic. It'll come back normal.
Okay. So Saloni is asking, a hypoprolactinemia, can it cause PCOS?
नहीं, hypo नहीं, hyper होगा.
Sorry,
not-
my bad. Hyper.
Okay, so nothing can cause PCOS, right? It might be associated with PCOS. So hyperprolactinemia is it's a byproduct of actually PCOS.
Okay.
So very simply put, prolactin is a hormone that is secreted in the brain. Prolactin is a hormone that is helpful, one, for the enlargement of your breasts, and second is for feeding.
Feeding, yeah.
It's what makes milk and secretes milk during lactation. भी prolactin को बनाने के लिए कोई भी हार्मोन बॉडी में, it has a signal that will increase the hormone and it has a signal which will decrease the hormone. So the decreasing hormone for prolactin is dopamine, and the increasing hormone for prolactin is thyroid hormone and estrogen. And that's where your catch is. So your body, if it has more estrogen, the prolactin will increase. And so you might have symptoms of hyperprolactinemia, which might be increase, not really increase, but some kind of a breast tenderness, discharge from your breast, white discharge from your nipples, all these things. अभी increased estrogen leading to increased prolactin, or estrogen increase का सबसे important cause is PCOS.
Interesting. So it can be an effect of PCOS, like associated with it. Yeah.
Or else you might have a thyroid. So get your thyroid checked.
Thyroid check. Okay. There is this question. Can the usage of inhaler cause any risk of infertility in future?
Not really. If you are using a simple inhaler, you mean you must be using a Budakit inhaler for asthma? No, not really. Provided it's not
Is it a stereotype? Is it a like myth floating around? I
have someone has asked me for the first time.
Yeah, the same. I haven't heard.
The only reason you might think of it is if there is a lot of steroids involved, then maybe, because usually asthmatic people are also given steroids.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Awesome. All right, guys. Do we have any more questions or?
Oh, it's already been 8:50.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Good discussion. Yeah. And that's what happens, Doc. What I like to do is with these workshops is that I want to just let people come and talk.
Yeah.
So we have done sessions on what, like keto diet. 2 weeks back we had a keto diet. It went for 2 hours 26 minutes. It just went on and on and on and on and on. We did a session on sleep, maza aaya. So day after tomorrow we are doing a session on no smoking, and let's see how that goes. So guys,
sorry I'm interrupting, but I also think that you have perhaps given the best gift to me on Women's Day. And sorry, I'm the one who has talked a lot today out of everyone, I realize. But as they say, doctors, they feel good. Even if there is one life you can make a difference with, and it's such a noble profession I think the day was meant for me. Thank you. It has been a great gift. Please leave your numbers. I have Dr. Umesh your number. If you can please
Sure.
provide me your Raj's number. And like I just said, your office hours, the place. You both are in Gurgaon, right?
You wish. No, you're not.
What? You're not in Gurgaon?
No, so we
We're
both are
both in Gujarat.
Gujarat for that matter.
Really? So I can come to your office. I'll have to take a online appointment.
Yes. So
You
all
don't
the
need to take.
offices
Sorry.
are online now. Yes, yes, doc. You were saying.
No. Go ahead.
No, there was it. Like the offices are online now. Like I have completely moved my practice to online because I've realized there is no need. Like nutrition is not something where you need to see a doctor. Like I don't need to do any scans and stuff. And this is ideal. Like it saves time or traveling and all. You know. But
But
I have.
Praneeth, it was great because you know what, you are that missing link.
Hmm.
ये conversation जब एक I don't want to call you a patient, but someone who's experienced it.
Hmm.
When that comes into picture, I think the link is complete.
Complete. Indeed. So yeah, thank you, Praneeth, and thank you everyone else as well for joining in. And for the first time, I'll be saying this: Happy International Women's Day to all of you.
Thank you
And
so much, and thank you for being so useful. Okay, I'll not speak more. मैं रोई ना पड़ूं.
and
No,
before I go, of course, I would like to thank Dr. Yuvraj for taking time and talking to us. But Doc, lastly, I know there are, apart from you and me, there are no other guys here. But finally, like ये video भी देखेंगे लोग, तो to guys, like what would you suggest to guys to help their respective partners if they are going through PMS or PMV?
You know what?
Hmm.
So when I was just traveling, so I told you, you know, I was in my consultation and my home was a little far, so I came to my friend's place and I was just
Yeah.
thinking, you know, like, अच्छा चलो आज it's I'm going to, you know, do a brain exercise and talk a lot about PMS and we're going to discuss it. It's going to be easy for me to talk about it. I should make आज मैं एक video बना देता हूँ for Instagram. And I was thinking, you know, I don't want to just talk about it. What should I do? And I just thought of saying exactly what you asked me to. So I was thinking of making a video where, you know, I'm telling guys that, you know, so next time, like for example, if someone is asking you, you know, to just cut a line, a female has asked you to cut a line, and you know, she needs to finish her work before because of XYZ reason. Or for example, your wife is, you know, complaining that, you know, she doesn't feel good tonight and, you know, maybe she needs to go out or whatever. And you have a sister who's complaining of pain and asking you to do some kind of an household chores. And so I was just thinking, you know, us type, I just want to say that apart from chivalry, I think of PMS and probably be a little more considerate and help them out. So I think
and you know what, Doc? I think this is just coming at this time and I can control. I don't know. I wish I could share a video here. Yesterday only, I made a very funny video with my husband on the same topic that how would a typical day of women having PMS will react. Even when the guy is talking very sensible. Now, I don't know how, is there a way? This is like a 1 minute video. Is there a way I can show it here? Is
कैसे show करेंगे? That's the thing.
पता नहीं
Is
फोन
it
से
on you?
ऐसे फोन से दिख सकता है क्या
नहीं दिखेगा.
नहीं
How
दिखेगा
about you share it with me? And then
we'll share it.
हाँ
We'll
ठीक है
share on our Instagram accounts.
ठीक है so this I made it typically on this topic on how you know you need support from your partners and how your wives can go absolutely irrational on that day. So this I think would add some humor.
Hmm. You know, next time whenever we do a session, I'll make sure I'll make sure a lot of guys attend the session, and we'll pick a topic around that, है ना, जहाँ पे लड़के लड़कियाँ साथ में ही यहाँ पे हैं, and we can talk about something very important. Awesome. Any last words, Doc?
It was great. I mean, yeah,
I
I
think
think
that
I
everyone.
had fun. I really had fun, Umesh. Thank you. Thank you for connecting. And I feel we'll do some good work still.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm happy to meet everyone. Praneeth, it was really a pleasure.
Same here. I can't express anyway. So I'm only waiting for this.
And everyone else who've taken the time out, I hope you've learned something. And yeah, I think the only thing I always aim is, apart from saying ye karna chahiye, nahi karna chahiye, you really need to understand some things. And once you understand the physiology of what is happening, I think it calms you. Your most important question is, why is it happening? If that's answered somewhere, then you yourself will start relating and creating remedies for yourself. So I think I am one of those who would always encourage you to read more, but not follow everything. But read more.
Wise words. Wise words. चलो एक फटाफट से सेल्फी ले लेते हैं. कौन कौन आ रहा है कैमरा पे? उपासना, चैताली, त्रिशा, नमिता, सोनिया, तनिषा, रेखा, अंकिता, निति, SP, Nivedita, are you coming? All right, we have literally 5 seconds. अगर आना हो फोटो में हमारे साथ. Okay, let's go. And the count of 3 and 2 and 1. Awesome. All right, chalo. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, thank you so much, Doc. Thank you, Praneet. Thank you.
So where are you going to leave your numbers? Here on the chat or on
I'll
the
WhatsApp you. I'll WhatsApp you. Okay.
Thank you once again. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Bye,
Good night.
Bye, Shishali.
Good
Bye.
night. Good night.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Good night.
Chalo, Umesh ji, take
Doc,
care.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Lovely. Bye.
We'll
Good night.
speak soon. Take care.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah, yeah. Bye.
Thank you so much.